Now what you're seeing here is 3,755 postcards. And you're saying, but Mark, you just bought a whole bunch of postcards when you went on your trip. And all the other ones you have. Yeah, I can't help myself. Where did I get these? People ask me all the time, where do you find postcards? They're all over. There's billions of them out there. There is a postcard store in Maryland called Mary Martin's Postcards. There's a website, and I'll put the link in the description and also on the bottom here. Mary Martin's been around since the 60s. I met Joe from Mary Martin's. His mother ran it. I met him at Brimfield, and if you look at the first video, arriving like the first day or whatever, second day, you'll see the conversation I have with Joe. But Mary Martin puts on auctions, and they have their own website, and they specialize in Deltiologies. And here's a screenshot of their website. They do big auctions. I guess they got a big collection of all these postcards. Now the first one I bought, didn't buy a lot on the first auction. They did. But this auction on the October 29th, I think it was, it went all day. There was like 700-800 lots or something. And it's really, really well done, the way it's put out there. And I ended up buying a lot of different lots. I lost a lot of lots because I have in my head what I can pay and what I can't pay. I paid up maybe a little bit on the other ones, but I got some other ones good. But I was watching it most of the day. I went most of the day. I ended up paying for these 3,755 postcards. I paid $950. A little, few cents. $950 for rounding. So I paid close to $1,000. Now, how did that break down? So it broke down. I got a nice little invoice from Joe here. So I ended up with a box of Texas cards. So they got shipped in boxes. These haven't been on eBay. None of these cards that I can tell were ever listed online. And that's a big thing for me. If these cards never hit online, what's in that box? So, and these have not been, look like they have not been picked through either, because I found some cards in there, just running through them real quick, that are not the $2,000 cards, but they're the good quality cards. So I got a box of Texas cards. It says it has about 900 in there. I got 2 boxes of Ohio. And you're saying, well, why did you get Texas and why did you get Ohio? In my eBay store, I break down categories. I make the categories. I have all the states. And this auction, the way it was going, was broken down by states. So I went ahead before the auction and wrote down all the states that I was low on in my eBay store. Texas was one, Ohio was another. So I got over 1,000 cards in those 2 boxes for Ohio. I got 200 cards from Minnesota. Then I got these other little packets here. They're from albums. They're in the plastic sleeves. I got about 70, how many of these cards? About 40 of these. These are beaded holiday cards. They have beads on them. I've never really had these, and I wanted to get them, and I got them pretty cheap. So I got about 40 of those. And then the next one is a bunch of insurance. These were postcards, and they're advertisements for insurance companies. And I got these pretty cheap for like 20 bucks for this whole box here. And there's about 60 to 70 cards in that package. Next one was ship and Navy cards. As you guys know, I like the ships and Navy boats. Look at some of these cards. I'll do a preview, but some of the other ones. And I got about 100 of these in this package, of these ship and Navy guys. There was another package of 15 cards that I'm not putting into this equation at all. It's going to be used for a video. I thought it was a pretty good topic, so I paid a little bit up for them, but it's for a video. It's a special type of card. And you'll see that in the future, and I'll try to remind in the video. The next one, I always look for Alaska. I'm always low on Alaska. These are older, probably 40s, 50s Eskimo cards, Native Alaskans. Got the boats and stuff like that. I got about 60 of those cards. Then I got a big box of Detroit, Michigan. That came in pretty cheap. I got a whole box of Detroit for like $40. I guess nobody wanted Detroit, or they were sleeping, so I jumped on it. I got a bunch of South Carolina, about 100 or so cards. Picked those up pretty cheap. And I got a whole box of about 800 cards of sorted United States, or all different states. I got those less than what I would pay on an eBay lot like that. Got 100 plus cards of Ohio railroad and trains and depots and stuff. And then Boldy Grows, which is a viewer on the channel, member, I got about 70 dinosaur cards. Dinosaurs always sell. They're not the top of the, top dollar, but they always sell. Kids love dinosaurs. People love dinosaurs. I had dinosaur toys I sold at the flea market and stuff. They always sold. So all of those packages there cost $956 for 3,755 postcards. And you're saying, Mark, what did you do? Well, what was the average price per card? That's what I always look at when I go to auctions and stuff. So I spent $956, divide that by 3,755, it comes to 25 cents per card. So I'm able to put that type of capital out, and I got all these postcards for 25 cents a piece across the board. Yeah, I paid up high on some, low on others. It'll all even out. So 25 cents a card is all I got into each one of these cards. Now, how does Mary Martin break it down? I think it was done very fairly. It's very well done. So the price of the cards, $830. That's for the cards. Then all auction houses nowadays have some kind of buyer's premium or a premium. Mary Martin's was only 5%. My local auction house right now is 10. There's another one that's 20, 25. So Mary Martin was very competitive, very reasonable on their premium. So that was $41.50. So when you're buying at an auction, you want to add that in your head. 10% is easy to do. So if you spend $400 on something, you're going to pay $40. So this was only $41.50 for, which helps them put auctions like this online and do. Now the shipping. Always think about shipping. Postcards can be heavy. So I got all these postcards and I'm thinking about shipping. I wonder what it's going to cost me to ship. Very reasonable. $84, $85. Joe put them all in the boxes. They were all wrapped up nice and neat. These were in boxes. They're all sealed from water. No damage at all. Came super fast and it was no problem. So $85 to get them shipped to my front door. And that's what I got, is that stack. It came in a big box. The boxes were in a bigger box and it came FedEx. So no problems with shipping or packing. The total was $956.26. But if you take $956 and divide it by 3,755 cards, 25 cents a card. Now what if I took every one of these cards and I sold them for my minimum that I list at $465? That's my minimum now. As of right now, what would that be worth? If I listed all these cards today at $465 and someone wrote me a check to buy them all at full price, it'd be worth $17,460 retail. That's what the guy would have to pay me. Now, just looking through these boxes, number one, they were not on eBay. This is from a collection. These were not from someone's store or an antique booth, whatever. This looks like a private collection to me, because as I look through the boxes and some of these cards, there are some really nice cards in there. I don't think there's a $2,000 Santa card in there, but you never know. But these have not been picked through. I can pretty well tell you that they were not. I don't see that. I know I'm going to get more than $465 average out of these cards. So just let's say $1 more. Let's say I get $565 average, because there's going to be some duds in here, some regular ones, common ones that are going to go for $465. So $565 would give me $21,000 listed price. Someone would have to write me a check for $21,000 to buy all these cards. That's how postcards go. You can get a lot of them for a good price and make your money. Now, postcards do take a long time to sell, but I think some of these cards are going to be pretty good, and I'm going to get my money back pretty quick. So I'm going to go through now and break these down, get them sorted out, get them out of the sleeves and those sleeves and stuff, and I'm going to come back and show you some of the cards that we got, so you can kind of see what I was looking at, why I purchased some of these, and but it will take me a little bit to get those done, so this video will be done in clips. But I'll show you the Eskimos, the Navy guys on a little slide thing. I'll be back. Now I was able to get all of those postcards kind of organized. I got them out of the sleeves, I took them out of those packages, and I got them organized and basically queued up to be scanned. What you're going to see here in a minute is a slideshow broken up by the different types of cards I got. Now remember what I picked up. Let me read off here real quick. I got some Texas cards. I got 2 boxes of Ohio cards, Minnesota cards, holiday greeting beaded. So what those are these. Let me see, it looks like this. They got these little beads on them. I'm not for sure if they're mica. They feel like they might be mica, but they're kind of high, you know, beads on the holiday cards. So I'm going to call them beaded holiday novelty cards is what Mary Martin called them. So you'll see some of those. Got some insurance cards. I showed the front and the back of the card because that's where the insurance information on. I got that really cheap. No one really got them, so that's why I picked those up. Got some Ship and Navy cards. You'll see Alaska Eskimo cards. Really cool looking cards. I think they might be even earlier than I thought. So they're really good shape. And then I picked up some Detroit cards, South Carolina cards, a whole box of assorted United States cards, some Ohio cards. Picked up some Dinosaur cards, got about 70 of those. The Navy ship cards you'll see. So I did a little slide. I randomly picked out of the lots. I didn't do any comps or anything, just so you can kind of see the types of cards that the variety I picked up on. So here's the slideshow, and feel free to look at the timestamps at the bottom here, the categories. You can go to each one you want or just watch it all. And they go pretty quick. I didn't put all 3,000 cards in there, I just randomly picked out some. Here we go. Okay, so that's what I picked out. That's a good variety of what I was able to get at this auction. So never miss out on auctions. You can't buy everything, and you're not going to win everything. You might not get the best price in the world, but look, I got a huge variety of cards to put into my store this year, and it'll just bring more people in. Sure, I'm gonna have to price them up a little bit, but just looking at what I paid for these and what the potential retail sale of these are, I'm very comfortable with it. And it will take me some time to put them up, but winter's coming. What else I gotta do? Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.